wrong. Let's see what you have to say.
OK, let's start with Sally first on line 1.
Sally, good morning.
Good morning to you.
So, who was right and who was wrong?
Well, they were particularly wrong, the protesters, I feel. The wording on their placard and the wording that they were shouting, in my opinion, was inciting racial hatred and violence.
Yeah.
Our boys aren't out there to kill civilians, babies, mothers and other children. They're not sent out there for that purpose. Probably, maybe, some of those that were protesting had lost family. But then get out there. Why don't they go out back to their country and try and do something?
Hang on, Sally, you have made the gravest of mistakes here. Because if someone is born in this country, they may not look like the people you want them to look like, but if someone is born in this country, they are a citizen of this country. So there is nowhere else for them to go to, Sally. They have as much right to stay here as you do, and if you trace your heritage, you'll probably find you've got Italian blood in you, German blood in there, Danish blood in there. We're a country that's been invaded, occupied, and had waves of immigrants coming for thousands and thousands of years. The argument that you go back to your own country is a racist, horrible, unpleasant comment that has no place on this show. Thank you for the call. Goodbye. Let's have another.
Okay, let's go to Tom then on line 3.
Tom, good morning.
Hi, good morning there.
Good morning.
This is Matthew.
Hi there. So, protests.
I think you should actually be allowed to do it. It was a bit sickening, actually, them protesting, but they need to realise if they'd went to Basra or Baghdad before we went across there, they would disappear and probably killed. That's my problem with it, you know.
Absolutely right.
And as for the lady that was just on there a second ago, send them back. I've got a lot of friends who are Muslims, Sikh. That's quite disgusting as well, actually, send them back. We're all UK citizens and that's it.
OK, OK. Nice one, Tom. Thank you. Let's have another.
OK, our next caller was a soldier in Iraq. It's Matthew on line 4.
Morning, Matthew.
Morning.
So, what do you make of what you've seen there up in Luton?
I'm quite shocked, actually, to be fair. I think the guys should be marching through the towns because people want to get out there and welcome them back, like, you know. However, I do believe there's a time and a place for a protest, and it's not on a march like that. I think they should go down to Downing Street and air their views if that's the way they feel.
I thought it was actually...
But of course, this government would ban them from...
Yes.
Yeah, that is also
outside. I mean, they arrest people for reading out the names of dead soldiers at the cenotaph.
Which, I have to say, I find appalling, absolutely appalling, that especially when we talk about these arguments, that why we went into Iraq to give people freedom, to give people democracy, and while that's been going on, whether they liked it or not, our freedoms and liberties are taken away.
I mean, I think some brilliant points have been made, and I said at the beginning that I would have been quite relaxed if the police had banned the demonstration because of potential breach of peace. But it is worth saying that the fact that these people could demonstrate like that is actually a testament to the freedom of this country. And I do think, although it is a kind of point you make down the pub, it is nevertheless true that if you tried a demonstration like that in Iran, when the Iranian army was doing a home guard parade, you probably wouldn't be going home to your family that night. No,
very true, very true. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you very much. Let's have another.
OK, next caller then is June on line 2.
June, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, if you were the police in charge, what would you have done? Would you have allowed the protest?
I would have allowed the protest, but I don't think they should have been shouting things that they had been shouting at the soldiers. I mean, we've seen other protests before where people have had banners and placards, but to actually shout things like that at the soldiers, I think is disgusting. I've got a nephew that served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and would be horrified if I thought that he was walking down through there as proud as can be that he had actually survived. We've got to think about all the guys that haven't come back. And these guys are representing Queen and country, and I don't think that they should be shouted at like that, you know?
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at the people at Wootton Bassett, where they have received our sons that have come back dead, the respect that they get there...
They turn out, don't they? Every time a plane comes back with bodies, they turn out every time.
I know.
It's amazing.
I know.
Amazing.
And look at how the people turn out there and give our soldiers they give our boys there the respect that they deserve.
Okay, June.
And can you imagine if these people had protested there?
Well, I wouldn't want to imagine, actually, June. Thank you. And let's have a word with our audience. Sorry, what do they think?
OK, well, next meet Steve. So, Steve, what's your feelings on this?
Well, I totally think it's bad that they tried to protest. And basically, I've worked with a lot of Muslims, and the majority of people are very nice people. This is a small minority of people affected, trying to incite unrest. And
if they weren't Muslims, would you have?
Well,
does it make any basically does it make any difference whether they're Muslims or not?
No.
Right.
Okay. Well, in this situation, right, they've got to respect our customs, okay, our traditions. They should have backed off, but they're there to make public eye and to obviously.
But the custom and tradition of this country is freedom of speech.
I totally agree. Yeah. But in this instance, all they're trying to do is incite trouble, and the actual elders of the Muslims would actually police this themselves, I'm sure, and it is a small group.
OK, I take the point. I'm not sure that they were out looking for trouble. I think they were out to have their voice heard. But point taken. OK, thank you very much for all your calls on that.